to pray. There's no angels where I go, only pieces that are broken, scattered dreams across the floor. I'm home.
Alrighty, hello everybody, this is Show here. Now, whenever we last left off, Deku, he had just won the sports festival, along with talk to Katsuki and Todoroki. These two somewhat thinking Deku was being serious whenever he said that he can't date both of them. So they kinda just had an idea. They believe that Deku, he may not be able to date both of them, but they can still try and compete. Basically outshine the other one. So that might be the best solution. But it may backfire one day. Now, let's continue. Deku and these two have walked out of UA. People were giving Deku a funny look, but well, they can clearly tell that this is something he didn't know about or didn't want to go along with. So they can't really blame him, since these two are basically dragging him by the arms. Now, with that being said, these two would basically drag Deku around the town for the rest of the day. Going to different shops, going to different places, and well, it being a bit weird. A lot of people usually just staring at him. This is a bit awkward for Deku. And eventually he would be heading home. These two somewhat coming with him, as he would have opened the door. His mom would watch as Deku, Todoroki, and Bakugo, these three would walk in. And these two would immediately try getting to work to help Inko. Somewhat confusing her, until she would ask Deku exactly what is going on. Deku trying to give an explanation, and Inko a bit confused by this. This is something she's never seen before. Then again, from what he's usually seen, or well, how these two act around him, Todoroki seems like the type of girl that she would usually hide her feelings, if she doesn't really mean them. And Katsuki, she's known for a long time that she might have liked Deku. But this seems a bit over the top. Now, eventually, things would come to an end for this weird day. These two somewhat leaving. Deku basically thanking them for everything they've done today, thanking them for the day, and well, these two somewhat trying to kiss Deku. This being a bit weird. He would have just given both of them hugs, telling them that this is not really something that he's thought he would be in, or well, ever be involved in. Just please stop. The two looking a bit more annoyed. As Katsuki would walk back over to her house, and Todoroki would walk downstairs to a limousine. Now, Deku, he's just trying to think. He knows that he won the sports festival, and things with One for All are a bit weird. Especially because, well, apparently the users still exist inside the quirk. So that's a bit odd or strange. He thought they were just, well, gone one day. So, as Deku just somewhat walks into his room, sitting down and beginning to think, as he manifests Black Whip in his arm, he would just stare at it, and we'll just watch it move around his room. It's a bit calm and, well, slow. So exactly what is going on with this thing? Now, while Deku's thinking about that, let us cut over to Katsuki. She's talking with Mitsuki and asking her questions. What do you do if you think, well, I think you guys know where that's going. Mitsuki eventually being surprised that apparently she's not the only one who likes him. Basically telling her that she just needs to stick to it and stay headstrong. Besides, you've known that boy longer than her, so that gives you the advantage. Now, that being said, let's cut over to Todoroki. She would get a phone call. In fact, she has a couple missed calls from Endeavor. She would pick one up, asking him exactly what does he want. Him asking her where she is. She has been gone for most of the day, ever since the sports festival. Her basically explaining that she was hanging out with a friend of hers. Endeavor saying, oh, he bets. Anyways, I'm quite aware of what's going on. I was at UA at the time, still trying to see what would happen. Now, I saw you three walk out of UA that way. So, you like the boy, correct, Shota? Well, yes. I cannot fault you for that. He is a good choice, however. So, I've seen that other one. Her explosion quirk, I believe. I'm not sure about her name. She might also be a problem. But just win the boy's favor. That's all you can do. Prove that you are the better choice. Endeavor trying to at least keep this slow. He's tried to force Todoroki to make a choice before, but that kind of ended badly. So, he just wants to know, will this be the best for her? Now, let's get back over to Deku. Deku, he would be still messing with Black Whip. He's just been watching it move for around 5 minutes, and he's thinking that this is crazy. So, what's going on? As a voice would suddenly pop into his head. Him knocking over an Endeavor figurine. As he would summon his turn. Looking around, seeing nothing. Hearing the voice once again. It's that strange lady, Shimura. As Deku would just sit down. Asking exactly why are they eliminating him. And beginning to ask more and more questions. Until he would get an answer. They're limiting his power because they've seen it in action. Yes, you're physically strong and capable of all that, but it's just that you've been trying to go far beyond your power or your body's limits. After you used 100%, we decided to limit you and stop you. One other thing. Haven't you noticed that your body's been a bit faster at healing? Deku's somewhat being a bit confused. Walking over to a mirror and looking at himself. It seems like things are a bit, healed faster. What is this? It's one for all. Whenever needed, some of the energy can be converted, or at least moved around. We've been slowly healing you over time. Not just that, but, it's also your own quirk. There's a problem with it. Your quirk may have evolved to a point beyond even you. We're not so sure about it. why are you telling me this? Because you couldn't use your quirk in the first place. Now we're telling you that your quirk is strong, but we fear it may be one day be beyond your own capabilities. Especially since it's gotten stronger with One for All. Well, I guess I'll just have to find that limit one day, won't I? We believe so. Anyways, as Deku hears a knock on his door, Black whips somewhat freaking out for a second. As Deku somewhat just brings it back towards his arm, and immediately covers his arm with a pillow, saying, "Come in." Inko doing so. She's staring at Deku and she's just asking if they can talk. Deku's saying, yeah. So, exactly what is going on between you and those two? They seem to be a bit more, well, it's a bit odd. It's just that, apparently, as Deku explains everything about the sports festival bet, being a bit surprised. She thought that Deku was kind of the one doing this, but clearly she's a bit wrong. She would someone apologize, saying that she kind of thought it was him who kind of did this. Deku being confused. Saying that no, but it's a bit bad. I'm trying to figure this out. How do I let one of them down easy? I mean, I like both of them, but it's just, I don't want to be that guy who just is around with those two. Well, I'm sorry, but you kinda can't. You can't let down one of them easy without breaking another one's heart. It's just how it is. There's got to be a way. Well, there might be, but I don't think you've found it yet. Now, eventually, the next day, Deku, he would go back to class. Katsuki, she would have met him immediately at his door, and they would have been trying to walk there, until Todoroki would have came by with her limousine, basically picking these two up. Now, with that, people would have seen Deku arrive, along with Todoroki and Katsuki getting out of the limousine together. Now, that is whenever Deku, he would just be walking to class, these two still holding onto his arms, as eventually the door would open. People watching Deku walk in, everyone somewhat commenting on that. As Kaminari would just look at Mina and say that she owes him $20. He called it. Now, this is whenever Deku would sit down, as these two basically let go of his arms. And they'd be going over internships. Deku, he's still trying to figure this all out. Which internship should he take? That's a bit of the problem. As he's looking at this, he's gotten so many internships, but what to choose? Now, Deku would have found a particular one that he has a bit more request for, or has been waiting to see his entire life. Endeavor. He wants him at his internship. Deku's somewhat fanboying for a second. Todoroki, she sees Endeavor's internship request, as she thinks that that's at least good. Now, Katsuki, she's looking around her internships, and she's a bit mad. she doesn't see one for Endeavor. This is annoying. Her someone getting mad and looking at Deku, or at least looking at Todoroki, saying that she planned that, didn't she? Her basically saying no, and in fact she didn't. She would have preferred to beat her the same way she plans to, well, beat her dad, fair and square. So, that is where she begins to look through more and more of hers, trying to find one at least close into the city. Now, with that being said, Katsuki, she can find an internship, just not that close to Endeavor's side of town. So that will clearly be annoying. But she'll at least be close by. She may need to take time out of her schedule, or anytime she gets any free time, just to run over. But even then, the hero might not allow that. Anyways, let us continue. Now, Deku and Todoroki, they would be heading off, as she basically won't stop holding onto his arm. Deku's a bit annoyed, but he doesn't really care right now. Ida, he kinda just seems a bit off. He's not really paying attention, he's not really caring, and well, things seem to be a bit weird with him. He picked the hero manual. He had a lot more internship requests, but he thought he was going to go for his brother. Exactly what's going on. As one thing would happen, Katsuki, she would run by Deku and plant a kiss on his cheek, saying that she needs to go now. Bye. As Deku's basically standing there. He is kind of blushing a bit, but before he can really even react, Todoroki would plant a kiss on his other cheek, saying that they need to go now. Come on. People somewhat still staring at him. Him basically being dragged away from the station by Todoroki. Now, with that, they would eventually arrive at Endeavor's agency, as they are told that they need to start training and be a bit more intense with it. Along with Endeavor properly greeting Midoriya, saying that he's always pictured him being here one day, but he does have some concerns. Now, sorry about that, guys, but I'm going to be leaving this here because, well, it's been very loud in my house right now. Music blaring, people yelling, and, well, slamming doors and a lot of stuff. So, hopefully that does not happen later tonight. Anyways, I'm sorry to leave you guys off with this right now, but, well, I do hope you understand.